LGBT community and our allies. Embrace Western New York knows what Western New York needs because Embrace is Western New York. You are us, you are here, you fund us, and because of the work being done on the ground by you and by everyone in this room, our community is able to thrive, keep achieving, and be able to stay and fight. In working to be embraced and supporting this organization, I could not think more highly of you, and I thank you all. To have the work that I have been fortunate to be a part of recognized by your organization is likely the greatest honor that this LGBT activist has ever received, and it's certainly the highest standard against which any work that I go on to do in the future might be able to be judged. Any recognition that I do receive because of the activism that I have been able to make part of my life is absolutely due to a group of some amazing people. They are among the most tireless, the most hardworking, passionate, beautiful, and the most truly powerful people that I have ever known. They are the Stonewall Democrats of Western New York. To my Stonewall Democrats, I am here for you and because of you, and I thank you. Because of the work that we have all done together, I have had the great honor of representing this community in Albany to governors, at the White House, and in countless news media interview rooms, to name just a few places. And whether it has been those times, or simply when I'm talking with, say, a younger college student who's interested in getting involved in what we do in the political process, there's one thing that I value above all else, and that is that I carry you all with me, and I wield that honor that is representing the reputation you have won. Though I may be standing here by myself, I'm never alone. I know all of you might not be familiar with the Stonewall Democrats of Western New York, but I will hope that you'll come to know us. You're certainly all invited to our next meeting. I think we can handle that, Kitty. For those who might not know what it actually is that we do, we are the LGBT and allied Democratic voice of Western New York, and we take that very seriously. Our members include activists, families, and elected officials. We work within the framework of the Democratic Party to elect the best candidates for our community and to pass the legislation that will give us our rights. We are beholden to no one, no party, no faction, no legislator, but the LGBT community and those who make up Stonewall. And I am so proud of that independence. We meet monthly, we march, we educate, and we fundraise. Though we are a Democratic organization, we lobby in a nonpartisan manner, and we endorse the best candidates for our community. If anyone had told the once timid, scared, shy, closeted young person that I once was that you would become a civil rights activist, I wouldn't have had the language to understand that. Everywhere in my life, there have been things which have pointed me to Stonewall, whether it was learning in high school the kind of bigotry and ignorance that would push me to become a fighter against those forces, the interest I always took in the political process, or the strong, supporting, and loving family that I had at home. The signs have always been there. I have to give a special thanks to my family, to my mother, my father, Brian, my two great brothers, Matt and Tim, for making me so very lucky and never doing anything but supporting and accepting me, my work, and my life. A special thanks is owed to my mother, Elizabeth Ball, who has stepped up and become, in her absolute own right, an active participant and leader in our community. Through her work with PFLAG Buffalo Niagara, you'll be hearing from shortly. And our Stonewall Democrats, you make me so deeply proud every day, and you challenge me to be a better person and advocate, and I love you so much. One of the first people I have for specifically bringing me to the Stonewall Democrats is Tom Bleed. Thank you, Tom, wherever you are, for taking me on what might have been the best date ever to a Stonewall Democrats meeting. I think that's okay to say. Without you, I don't know how I would have found Stonewall and the people that have become part of our activist family. Thank you for always being there, a partner in life through the calms and the storms, and for putting up with all the meetings, the conferences, the rallies, and the meetings. And I also have to thank, in that regard, my very good friend Laura Krolchek for the experience and education of a lifetime that was working under you for then Senator Hillary Rodham Clinton. What I saw, what I learned working in that small desk in front of yours in our office, from you and Secretary Clinton, about diplomacy, dignity, and strength in the midst of what is always the swirling chaos that is our political process and government. Without that, I do not know how I would be able to do the work that I do with Stonewall, and I thank you so much for that. Bruce Cogan, when you first approached me with the prospect of taking over the leadership of Stonewall, I did not believe that I could. I did not believe that I could do justice to a whole community of people and families who looked to Stonewall for the guidance that they needed on issues that affected their lives. Thank you for believing in me then more than I did. I also have that debt of gratitude to thank people like Carol Spesser and Madeline Davis for helping me so much at that crucial time. That first year that I was elected president, my vice president became Kitty Lambert, who would during her time in that position become Kitty Lambert Wright. Kitty, to know you and work with you is one of the greatest opportunities I have been afforded. Thank you for being the missing piece that I need and cannot be alone. Thank you for what you have helped Stonewall become, and for the love that you have with your wife, Cheryl, who deserves a world of her own thank yous, that was strong enough to bring down the walls of marriage segregation in New York State. Because of all of you, to me, Western New York has always stood as testament to the portion of Harvey Milk's Hope speech, where he is describing the choice faced by a young gay person in Texas when they pick up a paper and see that, yes, a homosexual is elected in San Francisco. The option is to go to California, Harvey said, or stay in San Antonio and fight. New York, Western New York, stays and fights. Whether that be not taking no for an answer from our legislators or starting our own organizations to help keep our dollars local, we fight. Because of that, we have accomplished things for our civil rights movement, which only until very recently many never thought possible. And because of that, the work that will need to get done will get done, and that work is very urgently waiting us. Right now, in our progressive state of New York, you can be evicted from your house, fired from your job, or denied credit because you are a transgender person. That is an epic shame, and a shame none of us should see stand. Here in Western New York, we have an inspiring group of people working to pass the Gender Expression Non-Discrimination Act, or GENDA, which will correct all of that great injustice. People like Ari Moore, who I'm privileged to know and work with. Ari, you work so hard and so many days and nights to be the public face of what is the advocacy that's needed for the bill, and for a community who cannot often be the public face themselves, and for all your work on that and every issue. Thank you so much. We also need more than GENDA federally. We still lack employment protections for the LGBT and T people in our community. And right here in New York State, we are pushing to outlaw the long discredited practice of professional mental health providers practicing anti-gay conversion therapy on our minors. We have incredible things going for us here in our community, and I hope more of you know that, because we need you. I'm absolutely always here to recruit you to stay and become more active in our political process, to become more involved with the issues that matter to us. We need more people like you. We need more people, like Greg said, to run for office, more LGBT people to run for office. We need more people to sign letters in support of issues like you can at our table by the door that we can take with us to Albany on Tuesday when we lobby for the bills that we need, the GENDA bill, the anti-conversion therapy bill. And we need you to continue what you all are doing, living your life proudly and openly, and thereby committing the greatest political action any LGBT or allied person can do. I am so proud of all that work and the work that the Stonewall Democrats have been a part of, and how we have worked to grow our process. These laws have passed, the people we elect, and the community we have become all show this. It was just a few short years ago that Senator Bill Stokowski voted against our families, and we helped to vote him out of office. And we were fortunate enough to, in doing that, Vote in a candidate, a man who has proven himself to be more than an able voice of equality. Senator Tim Kennedy, I thank you for being that person. For being a champion on LGBT rights, for voting for marriage, and for co-sponsoring a gender bill each year and being our voice in Albany, along with other great elected officials in this, like Assemblymember Sean Ryan, who could not more perfectly live the progressive ideals of governing and championing our LGBT people. Across our counties, I am so proud of what the Democratic Party has become. In Erie County, we have a Democratic Party chair, Jeremy Zellner, who with his family marches with us in pride parades each year and considers support for equality a major criteria in the candidates the party supports. Jeremy, I thank you for your leadership and for what you've done to bring Stonewall into the party. In Jamestown, of course, we have our local and one of my personal heroes, who without a second thought lives his life and career as an openly gay man and president of the Jamestown City Council and makes every single person in this room more equal for it. Out in Wyoming County, we have people like Cindy Appleton, who is part of the Democratic Committee and a member of Warsaw City Government, has become one of the most vocal and constant voices for our rights. And in Niagara Falls, we have people like Mayor Paul Deister and Councilmember Kristen Grandinetti, who are staying and fighting in their own communities and inspiring our people to overcome the oppression which holds us back. With Stonewall and beyond, the work that we are doing is ever expanding, and I thank you all for that. To my Stonewall Democrats, I thank you all, and I am so sorry I cannot stand up here and read all your names, and thank you for everything that you've done that has made us who we are. This recognition I share with you, because of you, and for you. Thank you again to Embrace from the bottom of this activist's heart, and for considering the work I have done among the individuals and organizations you've honored. As always, I look forward to the road ahead, to our further equality and our continued success, which will be done because of people like you and the Stonewall Democrats and every one of you in this room who supports the work of Embrace. I hope to do my best to try to make you proud. Thank you.
But we also have here a letter from Mayor Carney from the Family Court of the State of New York, thanking Ryan for all of his work also.